the man's lineage originates in East or South Africa. Comparing this Y chromosome to thousands of men from all over the world reveals a critical discovery. These mutations, originating in Africa, appear on every Y chromosome in every man in the world today. We followed the DNA trail all the way to the bottom of the tree. Every branch leads to one man, one Y chromosome. In fact, all the Y chromosomes in the world trace back to this one African man. He is Adam. But now, thousands of years after the Bible was written, science has confirmed the essence of its story. There was one man whose DNA survives in every man on earth today. His Garden of Eden was likely East Africa.
50,000.
This woman is the mother of mankind, the genetic Eve from whom we all descend. She lived 150,000 years ago in East Africa, and everyone on Earth is related to her. Genetic tracking is beginning to unlock more secrets than we ever believed possible. In just 7,000 generations, modern humans have left Africa and penetrated every corner of the globe.
For me. Everything predicted in their blood seems to be written in their faces. It's like looking at a composite model of every face from around the world. The eye shape of East Asians, the high cheekbones of Mongolians, the mid-brown skin that could turn darker or lighter. My journey around the world has only been possible because of some unusual people. The Navajo Indians from Canyon de Chelly, the Chukchi reindeer herders from the Russian Far East, the people at the crossroads in Central Asia, and the Australian Aborigines. Yet we can all trace our ancestry back to those few people who left Africa.
We're all members of an extended family. We're all really cousins.
Jacob. One of the prophetic keys that we unlocked was in the book of Genesis, the 15th chapter and the 12th verse, so about the 15th verse, it said that a vision came to our father Abraham. It said, "Know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and they shall serve them and afflict them 400 years. And afterwards I will then bring you back to this land." Then we went to the book of Deuteronomy, 28th chapter, 68th verse, and said, "Thou shalt go into Egypt again, this time by ships, and there you shall be sold as male and female slaves, and no man shall buy you." Then in order to confirm whether or not the children of Israel were people of African descent, we went to the 10th chapter of Genesis, and we looked at the sons of Ham. Ham, one of the sons of Noah, had 4 sons himself. In the language of the Bible, Cush, Ethiopia, Put, Libya, Mitzrayim, which is a Hebrew word for Egypt, one of the sons, and then Canaan land. Canaan land became Israel.
Among the travelers who came here were the earliest European historians, the Greeks, men like Herodotus, brought up as he was in the classical tradition which regarded the various races of the known world as different but equal. The Greeks knew Egypt well and firmly believed that the original Egyptians were black people who had come from the south to settle the land of the Nile.
Canaan land became Israel.
We consulted a notable biblical scholar who explained one origin of African presence in the Bible. Genesis 10:1 refers to the sons of Noah as Shem, Ham, and Japheth, who themselves had sons after the flood. Genesis 10:6 refers to the Hamites as the sons of Ham, who inhabited North and Northeast Africa. The sons are Cush, which is present-day Ethiopia, Mizraim, present-day Egypt, Put, present-day Libya, and Canaan, which is present-day Palestine, Israel. The African presence is still visible in Israel today. There are thousands of African Palestinians who live in Israel with deep roots to the land, whose ancestors date back for centuries. Are you claiming you're a Jew? What are you claiming?
I am a Hebrew Israelite. My nationality, my tribal origin, I am a Jew. There is a significant difference historically. We must go back and understand that there were 12 tribes making up the family of the 12 tribes of Israel. If you were a descendant of the tribe of Judah, you were a Jew. If you were a descendant of the tribe of Simon, you were a Simonite. Levi, a Levite. To refer to a Levite as a Jew in the days of our fathers would have been very, very insulting. So, never in our true history has the entire nation of Israel been referred to as Jews. When our fathers used the term, it only meant a descendant of the tribe of Judah or one that dwelled in Judea. But when referring to all of us collectively, we were referred to as the children of Israel, Israelites, or Hebrew Israelites. I am a Jew, but when I say that I am a Jew, I am simply referring to my tribal origin, and when I refer to my national origin, I am a Hebrew Israelite. A Hebrew as a descendant of Abraham, and an Israelite as a descendant of Jacob.
4,000 miles from Israel, in southern Africa, a people known as the Lemba also heed the call of the shofar. They have believed for generations that they are Jews, direct descendants of the biblical patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
You're the great descendants of the great ancestor Abraham, the origin where your forefathers come from. From Abraham, you came up to Isaac, one of our ancestors, the son and the rightful heir of Abraham's estate.
The Lemba are divided into clans. Parfit records each man's clan along with his sample.
I'm just going to take a photograph.
Professor Mativa belongs to the Buba clan, descendants of an ancient leader who, according to the oral tradition, brought the Lemba out of Judea and eventually to Africa.
When we analysed the Y chromosomes of the Lemba, what we noticed was that amongst these Semitic Y chromosomes, there was a high frequency of Cohen chromosomes, what's technically called the Cohen modal haplotype.
Another stunning result. The distinctive Kohanim markers appear in the Lemba at the same frequency as they do in the general Jewish population, far more frequently than in any non-Jewish population tested.
William, what proof is there that the Senna that you talk of, the people of Senna that you talk of, are connected in any way with the people of Israel?
It's in the Bible.
In the Bible?
Yes.
Where?
I met with Ali Jadar, tour guide, and the informal mayor of the African Palestinians in Old Jerusalem. I asked him about his life and relations between the Afro-Arabs and the Jews.
Well, life for him, I think it's the hell. I'm one of those people who had experience there. To be Palestinian, that's a big problem. But to be a black Palestinian, I'm quite convinced it will be the hell, because as a black Palestinian, I am double oppressed by the Israelis.
In what way?
In what way? I will explain. First of all, they oppress me as a Palestinian. Secondly, they oppress me because of my color. Whenever I go around in the Israeli side, they call me Kushi. Kushi means nigger. Kushi means nigger.
So, in Israel, the land of God, people who were the brothers of the Arabs, two brothers, you are called nigger as I am called nigger in America?
Let's say on the surface, This is what they say, that this is the land of God and we are cousins and there should be total equality. But once you come to the practice, when you come on ground, you will find that there is a lot of discrimination and there is a real divorce between what they say and what they exercise.
Black and white to watch the show, saying, so why stay? Why stay when you are called nigger every day? Why stay when you are denied your rights?
On the contrary, the more they humiliate me, the more they oppress me, the more I stick to my land. Because this is my land. I'm so rooted. We are deeply rooted as Africans, as Palestinian Africans in this land. And we know pretty well that our ancestors, I'm talking about thousands and thousands of years, had been here in this country, but they were spread away, taken to Africa, from Africa to the United States. So the more they exercise brutality, the more they exercise oppression against me, the more we are determined to stay, because this is our homeland, and we have a message, we have a holy message that this land should...
Just think about this. Haven't you ever wondered what in the world have black folks done to other people in human history to deserve to be treated like the dirt we have been treated like? You know, I mean, has it ever, why in the world of all the people, what have we done?
On these altars, children were sacrificed in pagan rituals. Scripture tells us that the tribes of Israel deserted the God of their forefathers and worshipped idols in places like this. The prophet said that for this sin, the Israelite tribes would be conquered and exiled until the end of time, when they would be found and redeemed. In the Bible, there's a prophecy, and that prophecy says that in the end of time, all these people that were exiled, that we call the lost tribes of Israel, will get up and come back to Israel. And it'll start happening all over in the four corners of the world. And they'll just get up and start moving back. And what if it was actually happening? Here you have this prophecy, and people are actually getting up. They may be in your own neighborhood, and they're packing their bags into you. They're just somebody else packing their bags and moving. But in actual fact, they're responding to some kind of biblical post-hypnotic suggestion. I'm not talking about 1,000 years. I'm talking about 2,700-year-old suggestion that they're responding to now. And we could actually film these people and match the prophecy with the events. And the reason it should matter is that because once they do what they have to do, they trigger the apocalypse.
The sun-kissed faces of the ancient civilizations. My voice sings through history's pages. From my loins springs forth royalty, the womb of all races. I am the center of the universe, a treasure, timeless, unconquerable, and rare. I am for signs and for seasons, wonders and miracles, the only hope, the only light, the only way. I am Yisrael.